Howdy and namaste everyone. My name is Parth and welcome to the Karma Yogi podcast where we discuss how to attract extraordinary success and become a better version of ourselves every day. In this podcast, we'll be discussing a subject that I find quite fascinating, the neuroscience of self-sabotage. Here are the questions that I'll be answering. Why do only a few people become great? We are all capable of becoming geniuses. So why are there so few geniuses among us? Why do only a few people become really successful, although many more are equally intelligent? Our human brain essentially comprises of two parts. The primal brain consists of a complex set of structures that lie on both sides of the thalamus, just below the cerebrum. It consists of hypothalamus, hippocampus, amygdala, and several other nearby areas. The job of this brain has always been to keep us safe. Thousands of years in the ancient world, when the threats of starvation, battling tribes, extreme climatic conditions, and saber-toothed tigers loomed, this part of brain functioned to mainly keep us normal and keep us aware and alert against dangers so that we survive and procreate, propagating our species. This is the part of the brain that is responsible for the negativity bias that we humans have. It mainly wants to keep us safe, and that's why it pays more attention to what's negative in our environment and is less invested in knowing what's positive, good, and advantageous for us. Although this biological mechanism served our ancestors greatly, in today's world where we are relatively safe and secure, it's more of a bane than a boon. It keeps us in a hyper-vigilant mode even when there's no threat around, keeping us anxious, stressed, and uptight. It's the reason that no matter how many successes we garner or how many accomplishments we achieve or attain, we always focus on what's missing in our life. Our eyes, mind, and heart are always focused on the void instead of the abundance and the beautiful things that surround us. We lose our inner peace and tranquility even when we are among the tiny percentage of blessed humans who inhabit this planet. We end up getting involved in comparison and competition that never serves us, taking us in the downward spiral, depleting our happiness and joy. Now let's talk about the second part, the advanced brain. It is nothing but the prefrontal cortex. As time progressed and our brains evolved, this part of the brain developed as well. It plays an active role in various complex cognitive processes and is accountable for our advanced reasoning. As a direct result of its development, we began to learn quicker, and our creativity, agility, performance, and productivity skyrocketed. But this also began a never-ending conflict between our primal brain and our advanced brain. Our primal brain perceives any unfamiliar territory as threat, even if it may be essential for our personal growth and professional prowess. Whenever we try doing something new or take the less traveled path, our ancient brain raises an alarm. The amygdala gets charged, vagus nerve gets triggered, and the fear hormone cortisol gets released. And due to this, we end up acting against our advanced brain. This is the main reason why only a handful of us are exceptionally creative, insanely productive, and absolute gems in our chosen fields. Whenever we leave our comfort zones, our primitive brain kicks into high gear and we enter the flight, fight, or freeze mode. There's a constant battle going on between these two brains. The advanced brain wants us to become better, grow, cultivate mastery, and live more evolved lives, while the ancient primitive one wants to keep us safe on the familiar ground and stop our evolution. If we want to join the elite and extraordinary amongst us and jumpstart our creativity and productivity, then we need to muster the courage to push past the danger signals of our primal brain and act in accordance with our advanced brain. Only then will we be able to unlock our true potential, become the legend that we are meant to be, and be able to inspire the world. Now let's jump into the next segment, gratitude attitude. This week, I'm really grateful for a Chrome extension, BlockSite, which is mainly a website blocker that works for personal computers as well as smartphones. The main reason I installed this extension was to avoid the spoilers for Avengers Endgame. I didn't want to ruin my movie experience. As I got the extension, I thought it would be a good time to do a mini vacuum stoical exercise as well, where I would stay away from YouTube and Instagram for a week's time. Side note, these are the two main places where I end up wasting a lot of my time and attention against my better judgment. So I blocked both YouTube and Instagram. I just loved this extension and the blocking exercise was an eye-opener. I realized how I was entering youtube.com unconsciously on my browser multiple times a day. The same with Instagram app on my phone. I didn't want to take a chance, so previously I had removed YouTube app altogether from my phone. As of now, I haven't used Instagram so far. I only use it for work-related purposes, so I'll be getting into it for a day or so for a few minutes every week from now, and keep it blocked the remaining time. And for YouTube, I realized how much I was spending my time on it unconsciously, so I have decided to only use it for a couple of hours during the evening for some education and recreation, and keep it blocked the rest of the time. I only use YouTube Studio, which is the backend for work purposes like uploading videos, writing the description and replying to comments. So it's a different story because I hardly go to the main website. With less YouTube consumption, I must say I have cultivated a bigger appreciation now towards listening music, mainly via Spotify, and reading, both Kindle books and paperbacks. So overall, this stoical exercise ended up being a very constructive one. If you would like to know more about these mini vacuum exercises that I do, which can range from around 5 days to even a month, you can read about them in my book, The Way of the Karma Yogi. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you would like to ask me a question or have any comments or suggestions, write an email or send a voice memo to podcast@thekarmayogi.blog. I would really be grateful if you could leave an honest rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Overcast, or wherever you listen to podcasts, because this will help others discover this show, and I'll be able to inspire more people and spread my message and convey meaningful information to a bigger audience. Lastly, if you want even more helpful tips to create an extraordinary life and become a better version of yourself every day, plus some personal insights and updates from me that I only share in email, come over to thekarmayogi.blog and make sure you sign up for my email newsletter. Focus on your actions and let go of the outcomes, because success is a journey, not a destination, and we need to keep working towards it every single day. Thank you so much for your time and attention, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.